he got 30 days in jail. I can't really have a definitive feel a certain way about it because I went to Morehouse. I went to Morehouse where a kid felt like a pass got made out of him and he beat up a kid and he ended up getting like a stupid amount of time. So, you know, I think that, you know, we're still figuring out the whole how heterosexual males and gay males deal with each other now that everything is kind of out in the open, no pun intended. You know, I think that, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's fair or unfair. I know a kid is dead, but if the kid is dead, I really think that it's less about this one potentially it coming out of the closet in a Ustream way, and more about as a society how we've treated gays for the last, you know, 100 years or so in this country. I just hope that the kid learns something from it. I wouldn't want to see a kid lose the rest of his life, but I think that if the kid that killed himself, and this is, I'm no expert, but I think that, you know, 19 years of having to hide who you are and having who you are disrespected publicly and in high school and in the media, I think that that compounded has a lot more to do with that kid being broken emotionally than just asshole. You know, I'm fat. You know, I remember being in the bathroom stall in summer camp, kids busting in the stall when I was taking a dump. You know, and I know how embarrassing that was. So I think that was just a mean ass kid shit to do. But, you know, in terms of kids killing themselves, you never know why people. 30 days, I don't know if it's fair or unfair, but I know that this kid is going to come out at the 31 day like, nah, last off. Who is the woman at the 10th child that says, popping out 11? Who's the woman at the 15th that says, I'm going for 16 and 17? So I don't think Desmond needs any help because I would, you know, mean of me to presume, but I'm going to assume the kid's in some form or on government assistance, so we're already helping you, Dez. I think what you should do, you should call Ocho Cinco. You guys should try to double up that reality show and get those baby mamas paid. I totally support same-sex marriage because heterosexual people shouldn't be the only people that are unhappy. Gay people deserve to fight for the rest of their lives and hate each other too. That's fine. But in matters of same-sex marriage, I mean, you know, I don't necessarily believe government should mandate marriage. You know, I hate the fact you have to buy a marriage license. I don't like the fact that you have certain taxes around being married during life and at death. You know, I think marriage is when you leave your parents' house and you and this woman agree to go off and create a little dynasty together, you know, or you're a man and a man or whatever you do. So, you know, I have a problem with government being in marriage, period, already. So I don't, you know, I can't say, hey, I endorse, but I certainly don't deny it. If that's what you want to do, shit, start it up and fight with each other for the rest of your lives, like, you know, like Archie and Edith, and do your thing. Like, my thing is, like, when Snoop redid Slick Rick, it was a remake. It was paying homage. I think that I don't see anything wrong just with the idea of, like, I like this sample, I'm gonna sample it too and use it, but certain songs are so precious that I understand where Pete is coming from. Like, you know, Lupe's old enough to like have known what Troy meant to a whole generation. So just as a musician, I wouldn't have touched it, or I would have been afraid to touch it, because that moment in time might be the height of Pete's career, CL's career, it might be the height, it might be, you know, one of the most special moments to Heavy D and the Boys, and I think that song was probably one of those songs that was above reproach, but obviously, so, Lupe's gangsta as fuck, what can you say? But I understand Pete getting mad, you know, I understand what Troy meant to, like I said, that record that was one of the only rap records I heard in my family reunion that year, you know what I mean, and grandmas and aunties and stuff. So, and then, you know, when it's like Etta James, when Beyonce sang her song from her president or whatever, Etta James was pissed. Etta was like, shit should have been me. So, you know, I understand that too. So, I mean, I don't know, like, I would sample old stuff, but there are certain records I probably wouldn't touch. But that's based on my own moral compass. And everybody doesn't have the same moral compass. Like, I would not touch a sample that KRS-One was talking about Scott LaRock in. I wouldn't go back and do, the Lingo song that Big L did. I wouldn't go back and do certain records like Pun you know, I probably wouldn't go back and do like Still Not a Player or something. I probably wouldn't do that, you know what I mean?